Hey guys, welcome back to Terrafirmagreg. In this episode, we are going to be replacing the last things there behind us. We've got the board where we've got a bunch of gauges, automating stuff, but I want to use all of this space, and this stuff is in the way. We've got the steam oven here, which has been great. It's been chugging through stacks of items, which is really nice, but we can do better. And we also have the steam alloy smelter. You see, I've gotten rid of everything else, but we don't have any other way of making alloys. However, if we go into the MV page here on the quest book, there's this thing down here, the ultimate smelter, bottom right. And this is the multi-smelter. And the really nice thing about this is that it works like an electric furnace, so just like the steam oven, but also like the alloy smelter, so it can do both. So that's what we're going to be making. The only problem with this is, it requires HV circuits, so we're going to have to make 3 of those along with everything else that it takes to make. And we could just do it with LV energy hatches and stuff, but since we've got medium voltage, I think we'll go with the MV. So let's gather supplies before we actually build this and take this stuff down, because we want to make sure that we have enough to get this done. So first thing we should probably do is make 3 of the HV circuits. And since we can make the microprocessors, I think this is probably the best circuit to make. So let's say we want, I guess we'll do 4 since we can't do exactly 3. All right, let's make this. The inductors. This is something new that we've not made before, but it does not look too difficult. Just some polyethylene, annealed copper, and nickel zinc ferrite ring. That's a little interesting for a steel ring. What is this nickel zinc ferrite? Nickel zinc ferrite dust. Oh, and the electric blast furnace. Okay. You have to have some kind of ferrite mixture dust in the blast furnace. Okay. That stuff you mix zinc, iron, and nickel. Oh, that's so easy. Yeah, we'll definitely do this one. We'll get a lot more for it. Now, I do have an emerald lens already, so that's good. Do we have any RAM chips? Oh, look at that. We already made some. All right, we must have made it for something else. So, 8 of those. Well, that's not too bad. And we don't have any medium voltage microprocessors, but we do have the RAM chips, and we can consult the board and see we do actually have quite a lot of materials. The only thing we're missing is the printed plastic circuit boards. And to make those, we need, it's not a whole lot of stuff. Just a plastic circuit board, copper foil, and some sodium sulfate. Plastic circuit board. We don't have any of those. Dang it. Those only take a couple items and some sulfuric acid, which is right there. So I guess we could throw down a couple more. Vinyl chloride. We do have some of those. For foil, we have some of those as well. Okay, you are that. And that. And some of that. We need 1 for 250. So 1 of those, 4 of these, and 250 millibuckets. Alright, that'll make 2, I believe it is. And this is going to be at the assembler. Nope, that is at the chem reactor. In fact, what did I name the chem reactor? Oh, and I also moved everything from this side over to this side. And the reason I did that is so it would be easier to set up the electrical, because I have the one line coming down here, powering into a buffer, and then having the buffer go to the sides. Figured it would be easier to go down a center aisle like this than having to do one line, come over to here, and do the other line. So I just moved them over. I'll have a nice central electrical system for each one of these rows. Assembler, circuit assembler, chemical reactor. Okay, I did call it chemical reactor. Chemical reactor. Okay. because we do have the sulfuric acid. That means we have everything to make these. But in order to make these plastic printed circuit boards, we need the circuit board copper foil. Okay. Hey, copper foil, right up there. That means we don't even need this one right here. Let's take you off. Add a connection to you, and add a connection to you. One of those, 6 of these. Then we also need some sodium persulfate, which I don't think we have. And if we get a factory fluid gauge out, then we could stick another fluid right... Oh, I gotta tune it, and stick it right there. Now we could do the sodium persulfate, we've done that before. However, there is this iron 3 chloride, and I think that would probably be better. We're going to be making a lot of sodium persulfate for doing our chemical washing of ores, but in the process of making this sodium persulfate, we need this sodium bisulfate dust. And the way we can get that is with sulfuric acid and sodium hydroxide dust, or we could go this way and use salt with the sulfuric acid. If we do salt and sulfuric acid, we'll get the sodium bisulfate dust that we need in order to make the sodium persulfate. Then we'll also get this hydrochloric acid. And hydrochloric acid you can use to make iron 3 chloride. You just need some iron dust. Oh, and here's the other really cool thing. To get hydrochloric acid, you could just react hydrogen and chlorine together to get the hydrochloric acid. That is actually really smart because chlorine and hydrogen is exactly the products you get when you electrolyze the seawater. Yeah, see, if you electrolyze the seawater to get chlorine and hydrogen and the sodium hydroxide dust. Okay, yeah, so we have to do this to get the sodium hydroxide dust, which you then use in the chemical reactor with the sulfuric acid to get the sodium bisulfate dust, which you need. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. So since you're doing this anyway, you're getting lots of chlorine and hydrogen. You use the chlorine and hydrogen in another chemical reactor to make the hydrochloric acid, and then you can use the hydrochloric acid to make the iron 3, what was it called? Iron 3 chloride. Ooh, that is nice. We do have a chemical reactor set up right here. We could make stuff. That means we're gonna need to probably move these tanks. We've got this here collecting. See, we just use the hydrogen and chlorine and we can make it. But this stuff is clear over here. What we should probably do is move this storage over to the rest of the storage over there so it can be used. But then anything that we make here, if we set up another chain to go down there, we could drop it off in the storage. Yeah, let's do that. Does mean we're going to need some more frog ports and bottlers over here, so we can add them to the queue over here on this side. Well, it wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't get sidetracked and have to make other stuff, right? Okay. We're gonna need a lot of these, so we might as well make a whole bunch right now. We do not have a lot of red alloy wire. Alright, let's send that. Okay, let's make a bunch of red alloy wire. It's at least 10. Probably do 20. Send this to the wire mill. We need copper rods. We do not have very many copper rods, so let's do a bunch of these. And that is done at the lathe. Okay, those are going around, getting processed. Nice. Another thing that I did hook up was a hammer. So for instance, these copper rods, we need 10 long copper rods. So if we need 10, that means we're going to need 20 copper rods. So we'll get those and send them to the forge hammer, which I think I named hammer. Yep, there they go, and they're going around. Did they get picked up? Oh, yep, see, here, forge hammer. Okay, they got picked up, and they're just sitting here. Why are they just sitting here? Did I not put something in? I did. Did I do the wrong thing? Why are they not going into the advanced forge hammer? Yeah, I've got the hammer, the forge hammer right here. It did drop them off into the wooden crate. I've got the conveyor. Oh, it's because I didn't set this guy up. I gotta set him to output this direction. And there we go. Alright, awesome. I also did make a compressor, and that is set here, and it's of course called compressor. So if I need to compress anything, I can just send it to that. So now we should have those long rods. Yep, we got 10 of them. Perfect. And we also need 30 of these. Okay. So real easy. We need copper bolts. We need to just send some of these copper rods to get the bolts. Just send like 5 of them to the cutter. That should cut them into 20 copper bolts. And here they come in. Okay, we got those. Let's go check on our wrought iron. Yes, very good. Okay, now this does need to be smashed into plates. I'm gonna take all that, put it back in, search for wrought iron, and then go ahead and stick, I guess we'll just stick all of it, send all of it to the bender. And I did change from the bender from plates to bender just because, yeah, I needed to be more consistent in my naming because I had the cutter and I had the assemblers and other things. It was basically just the device that I use. So I decided to change it from plates to bender just for consistency's sake. So we've got to make these copper springs. I think that's what the 10 long copper rods are for. So I'm going to stick them in there, grab them, and send them to it was the coiler, right? Nope. Laser wire mill, that's what it is, right? Yeah, it was the wire mill. All right, we'll just throw that in there. Was that not working? Oh, is it because... No, it's at the bender. Okay. Yeah, this is why I need to have gauges on the wall, and I don't have to remember all these recipes. So that actually goes to the bender. I mean, I could, if I had my coiling machine set up, just put them on the coiling machine. I mean, I kind of do have it set up, but it's not powered right now. But the electric way of doing it is sending those long rods to the bender. That makes the coils, the springs. Okay, now we can make the bottler. There we go, 20 bottlers. That should do for a bit. All right, that's our hydrogen, and that's our chlorine, that's our oxygen, and this is our fluorine. All right, so we've got a bottler there, 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 and there. Did we not grab frog ports? We did not. And we also need links. Oh, we need 4 of these stock links. And this light needs to go somewhere else. What did I got there? Hey, look at that. We've got stock links. Huzzah! And we have frog ports. Excellent. All right, frog ports. You are sending only. You are sending only. And you are sending only as well. And last but not least, you are sending. would be nice if all of these were able to go through one frog port, but I didn't find a way to do that. It would be nice if all of these liquids would be stored in a big vault like our main thing, but I don't know how you could do that. Maybe I'll figure it out later. For now, though, we're just going to have to do a frog port for everyone. Now let's link these up. Put one there, one there, one there, and one there. Alright, these should all be good. Now we just need to fix this. Right, let's plop these on. That should be just fine. And let's put some filters on. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And one more. Yep. All right, there we go. So we've got 8 going through, and then as they get dropped off, they diminish until there's just a couple, and then the single one that is left to go in here. And then when we put one more on the end here, we just need to add it to all of these and the last one, and that will be a complete branch fill. And the reason we did all this was so that we could do some iron 3 chloride, right? Iron 3 chloride. that's what we're trying to get. Alright, so we filled up this drum with seawater. And we know that if we put it in there, it will go into the electrolyzer and go down. But now that we took those out, we're going to need to set up a system to send it. Alright, let's take that down. Plop, plop, plop. We're going to take all of this off. And what we're going to do is extend the chain over to here. See, can I go through physical objects? I guess we'll see. We've got one chain conveyor left. And still a whole bunch of chain. Yeah. Let's see. If I just stick this like right there, can I connect that through physical objects? Yes, I can. I don't know if things can actually go through them though. I didn't. I don't know, maybe packages can. Okay, let's just grab fertilizer, send it, create a package. We can grab it. We don't have to open it. So we'll come down here to this and we can actually put it on. Yeah, that actually worked. That went through. There we go. Yeah, that went through. Players can't, but packages can go through objects. Okay, great. I'll deal with that later. So we need a bottler and a frog. So we're going to have the bottler right there. So anything coming down into here is going to go into the bottler. Oh, and we got to have the frog on top of that as well. And then we got to have that underneath like that. Power it. Okay, good. Froggy frog, you're gonna spit stuff onto there. Yep. And you are gonna be sending only. The only thing that I forgot was we need a sign. Alright, there's a sign. And we'll plop it on there. This is going to liquid storage. Right, good. So anything that comes down should go into here, into liquid storage, which will go on the chain all the way over to here, where this froggy is a liquid storage. And yes, I know, gases, but, you know, once again, gases are just very energetic liquids. And yeah, so I think we've got something for everything that's going to be coming over here. If we do the, it's going to be the chlorine and the hydrogen that's going to be generated from the seawater. So let's test that out and see what happens. We probably should build that up, make it look interesting. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's take the seawater, pour it in like that. Okay, it's doing something. Okay, it's about done. So if we come down here, we should see a bottle being generated and put on the chain. All right, so that did work. It outputted chlorine and hydrogen. Another bottle. All right. And if we look at the pipes here, there's... Uh-oh. Oops. Okay, there's a problem. We forgot to add the denial. Okay, hydrogen gas. Deny. Chlorine gas. Deny. Okay, what we can do is we can actually switch these to go other direction. Except, is that gonna... Okay, so that did work. That's a bunch of air. Okay, great. So now if we switch it to go this direction... Here comes chlorine, hydrogen. They can't go through that filter, so they don't end up in here. And yeah, we're making chlorine and hydrogen. Adding to our stockpile. Auto-magically. Well, kind of. I mean, we had to add the seawater to the electrolyzer, but it's doing it. We may want to set up a station where we just do this, or we may want to just have an electrolyzer on the side here doing just this. I don't know. It depends on how much we need. But for now, we'll just go through that, what was it, 60 buckets? And see where we get. However, we do need to change, is it in the reactor? There we go, chlorine and hydrogen. We need to make hydrochloric acid. You do that in, it can be any kind of chemical reactor. Okay, cool. Because I think we actually have a chemical reactor in storage. Yes. Actually, we have two, a basic and an advanced, but we'll just go with the basic one. Now, what we could do is we could maybe set up a little thing over here on the side under the stairs that will automatically take the hydrogen and chlorine and make some iron 3 chloride. I think that might be fine. We're gonna place that right there. Make it go up into the chem reactor, like so. So we put the batteries in there. Yes, chem reactor charging. Cuckoo. Okay, there's chlorine gas going in there. Hydrogen going in there. And it's working. Hydrochloric acid. So that works. Now we just need to get it into the hydrochloric acid into its separate space, which we could put right here. But we were going to use the hydrochloric acid to make iron 3 chloride. If we could just route this hydrochloric acid back on itself, and yeah, that would be really cool. Okay, so if we somehow get iron into here, that's what we want. Iron dust. Hydrochloric acid. If we stick a pipe on there, have it go up and over. Could have it go like this. Grab a fluid filter. Nothing's coming out because I haven't set the auto out yet. You go down, but there's a filter down here. That filter wants nothing but hydrochloric acid. So only hydrochloric acid can be inserted. No, I think it's extracted. Yeah, because it's extracting out of here into there. And of course we need another filter on this side right here. And that is going to be extracting iron 3 chloride. Yes, there we go. So only iron 3 chloride can come through here. Only hydrochloric acid can go down. So if we change this to output destruction. Oh, look, that worked. It's taking all the hydrochloric acid, putting it back in. Oh, stop. This needs to be circuit 1. If I change it to circuit 1. No. Still not working. Because it's just trying to do these two. Alright, so that is not going to work, unfortunately. That means we're going to have to have a second chemical reactor. That's fine. Actually, I put the chem reactor right here and right there. Okay. These will go into here, make the hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid will then auto-expel into here. This needs to be set to 1. And it's going to have iron dust in it. We'll just take this iron 3 oxide and put it on the end here. Just stick this on like right there. Flip it around. Put the batteries in. Oh, iron 3 chloride and hydrogen gas. Except did I tell it to auto-expel? I did not. Okay, and that's fine because we need some setup. I just realized I need to reroute the hydrogen that's created back into here. Okay, this is extracting out hydrogen gas. Okay, so only hydrogen gas can go through here. That does mean that we also need to put a filter here, and that is extracting iron 3 chloride. Oh, I already had iron 3 chloride on there. Okay, great. Right, so only iron 3 chloride will be coming through here. Hydrogen gas will go up, back into there, be reused. Alright, cool. Still means we need something right there. I wonder if we could just, instead of using a super tank, just use like an aluminum drum for now. I think that might be possible. I just don't know if you can extract out of that with a bottler. I can try. We'll see if it works. So now we just need to tell this to auto output there. Right, that worked. Hydrogen gas going back in. And that has iron 3 chloride. Now, is it part of the system? In here, iron 3 chloride it is. Oh, good, that works. I guess the question is, can we actually extract it though? Okay, down here we can grab a bucket of iron 3 chloride, go back over to the gauge, and we can right click it, and there we go. Iron 3 chloride. Now we'll have to put that back, but for now while we're here, let's just see. So we can make the plastic circuit boards, but the printed plastic circuit boards can either do sodium persulfate, but we're doing the iron 3 chloride. Okay, so 1 in 6 and 250 millibuckets. So if we add another connection to that, and we say we need 250 millibuckets, and that will make only one, right? Yes, so 16250. 16250. And I believe that is made, yeah, in the chem reactor. The chemical reactor, which I did call chemical reactor yesterday. Okay, good. So you are made in the chemical underscore reactor. Cha-ching. And okay, let's see if that worked. Oh, iron 3 chloride. It's coming in. Sulfuric acid is as well, but that's because it's trying to make the plastic circuit boards. Oh yeah, look at that. It's making plastic circuit boards and the printed ones. Yes, there we go. Now it's making a plastic printed circuit board. Okay, yes, it is working. Oh, this is so cool. Let's see, we're still trying to make the links because we don't have these microprocessor chips. That's because we don't have the plastic printed circuit boards in order to do that. But we are remedying that right now. Right, let's go put that iron 3 chloride back. My only concern is that it looks like this hydrogen is backing up. What we may need to do is reroute the hydrogen all the way back to the super tank instead of just routing it to here, because this line is going to back up and that's going to back up into here. If we wanted to, we could just put a pump here, or even just a pump right here, pumping all of the hydrogen gas directly back into here. And put the filter right here so only the iron 3 chloride can escape. That might be easier. Then will this back up with hydrogen gas that's being produced because hydrogen's being put back into here faster than we can take it out? Might be safer just to reroute it back to the super tank. There we go. So all the hydrogen will just go back through these pipes back into the super tank to be repurposed. Back into here. Loads of iron 3 chloride being made. That's good. Alright. It's not super pretty, but it'll do for now. We are going to need to get iron into here. For now, we can just feed it manually. We'll automate this later once we have more circuits and fluid tanks and stuff. Now we can see we're getting lots of those. Yep, circuit assembler. It's going to town, making microchip processors. And then, of course, over here we've got the advanced chem reactor making more plastic printed circuit boards. And plastic circuit boards. Well, I like how these two can coexist, where we can have sulfuric acid and iron 3 chloride in there, and it'll make one or the other based on what is needed. There we go. Now it's making plastic circuit boards because those were used. Okay, this is working great. So over here we can see it's still making microchips. That's probably because it is using some to make the stock links. Okay, but the stock links are good. Probably in process to make one more batch of those. Okay, but it is waiting on the printed plastic circuit board. The problem is we have the printed plastic circuit boards, but it already requested them when there wasn't any, and so I think it's stuck. Manually send one. Should run. Okay, and then that's good. But now it's making more printed plastic circuit boards because I took one. So there is a flaw in this system then. If I need to make something and it requests and there's 0, it will request everything else. But that 0, once it's fulfilled, it will not send it. So that means I think you need to have a buffer. That way, if you need to make something like here, it will request it. Let's say I've got the 12. I should always have 12. If I take all 12, there's not enough printed plastic circuit boards in order to fulfill that. So it's going to take 4 here, which will then kick this off to make other things. or the printed plastic circuit board. But then when this gets created, it won't send them over to here. So that is something I need to keep in mind when I set how much I want in here. I need to have enough of the ingredients to make the maximum amount here. That way if I grab 12 of these, then all this will be grabbed. These can kick off more processes, but it'll have enough to supply to make that. Okay, good to remember. All right, so we've got a bunch of these medium microcircuits made. Now we can make some of the high voltage ones. So here we go, HV circuit, microprocessor assembly. We need 3 of these, so let's do that. Okay, we're gonna have to have some of these inductors, so that'll be cool. Nickel zinc ferrite ring. We don't have an extruder yet, so we're gonna have to make it this way. So nickel zinc ferrite, that's the ferrite mixture dust that you get by mixing iron, zinc, and nickel. Okay. Alright, we are gonna have to mix these, which means we need to go down here and power this for just a little bit. Okay, iron, zinc, nickel. That was not what I wanted. I made Invar dust. I'm gonna need Invar dust, just not yet. I need to be on 2. Okay. So let's switch this to 2 before we do anything else. Okay, we're gonna need 2 more iron and another nickel. Okay, iron, nickel. There we go. Alright, that's emptied. Ferrite mixture. Nice. What's it working on? It's working on silicon. Well, we can take that and put in the ferrite mixture. Except that needs oxygen, not nitrogen. Some of this oxygen. And put it in. Ooh, that doesn't take very long at all. Ooh, except it uses oxygen like a lot. Luckily, however, we have a ton of oxygen already over here. Let's see. There we go. Just grab some out of there. Like so. Very good, very good. Okay, now we can make the ring. Like so. Beautiful. Okay, so come to the assembler and need the copper wire, polyethylene, and the ring. How much polyethylene do we need? We only need 36 millibuckets. So we're going to click on the polyethylene and do 36. And we'll send that to the assembler, like so. That will come from below. There's the jar. Perfect. And it's making it. 8 inductors. So we can come into here and search for inductors. There we go. There's the 8 that we need. Alright, that is everything, except we do need to make this in the circuit assembler. We can use either tin or soldering alloy. Let's use the soldering alloy. So we'll do the same thing. Soldering alloy, we need 144. Okay, there's 144. Send it to the circuit assembler. Okay, there's the jar back. Gets into the circuit assembler. We can add all of this stuff. Okay, it's going. There's going to be 2. And, oh, oops. I needed double. That's right, because we need to do this twice. Well, let's go get some more. All right, all done. Now we can go and find the microprocessors that we need, the HV ones. Right there. HV tier circuit. Nice. That was not too difficult at all. Really liking this setup. Yeah. Need to make a couple of those, I guess. So we can make the multi-smelter. Oh, I need copper cable. Forgot about that. Hey, I got 2 right here. Cool. All right, there we go. Cha-ching. Multi-smelter. All right, let's stick this multi-smelter right here. If we look at it, it is a 3x3. So we do this. The bottom block right there is the multi-smelter block. So we put it right there like so. Take terminal, right click on it. Or maybe we shift click. Is it shift click? It's shift click, okay. All right, that went ahead and put a bunch of stuff on here. The only thing that can't change is the middle part here and the 1 block right there. Everything else can be configured however you want. All right, well, let's figure out where we're gonna have the frog ports, because we're gonna be dropping off and picking up. There is that in the way, so we can't push it back any farther. We could if we wanted to have frog ports on the side. I think that would be okay. So that will be input. It does not need anything. This will be the output, so it will need some power. All right, good. The sign, you are going to be storage. And let's see, the maintenance hatch. Yeah, I think we want to move you to the top here. Like that. And then this one right here is the muffler. You know what? I think we can probably make it go on top. We're not going to be going on top of there. That should be fine. All right, now we got heatproof invar. We're going to need that in all the places. Maintenance muffler. Oh, energy hatches. Don't forget the energy hatches. And we're going to go with MV energy hatches. Where should we put the energy hatch? I mean, we've got a bunch of stuff on this side. We could just put it right here. Or we could put it right in the middle. Yeah, sure. Right there. That means we're going to need to dig down here. Alright, good. Just need some maintenance. And we are going to need another EBF because we need the 2. One that does nitrogen, one that does oxygen. So, yes, we are going to need more invar. Because the electric blast furnace needs a bunch of invar as well. So if we grab, I don't know, let's say 4 nickel. Then we grab 8 iron. We send it to the smelter. Oh, yeah, it did something. And it came back. Did that just make more nickel and iron? I think it did. Why? Why would it do that? Oh, machine mode electric furnace. Alloy smelter. Okay, there we go. Oh, do I actually have... I have to... I can't change this? I wonder if I could change that with a cover of some kind. A machine controller, perhaps? So I might have to make 2 of these. One as a smelter and one as a multi-smelter. So alloy smelter or electric furnace. Well, I think what we can do is we can just have it as electric furnace mode. Then if we need to do any alloy smelting, we'll do that manually. But if we're going to do that, it would be good to be able to access it. So yeah, okay, we're gonna rearrange this just a little bit then. And smelter. There we go. Okay, great. So now we can access this and put things in manually. And we can still change this mode to where we want. So if we need to do any alloying, we can change it, throw stuff in, and we're all good. But default, it's going to be smelter. All right, sounds good. Okay, so with that done, that means we can finally take this down. We can take this down too. I mean, that's actually pretty cool, and it is so fast. So, yeah, don't mind if I do. Okay, and that also means all this pipe goes bye-bye. Then that also means, what are we using the steam for? Now that all of those are gone, I think the only thing that we're using the steam for, actually nothing. We're not using the steam for anything anymore. So that means it's time to turn you off. Turn you off. You are turned off. Okay, that is it. We do not need the bronze boiler anymore. We are completely done with steam. I mean, there is this steam turbine engine right here, which was running the centrifuge for this. But we're gonna move this anyway, so yep. Time to retire the boiler. I mean, if we do that, that also means we don't need the charcoal and creosote. In fact, the only thing that we really need the charcoal for is to power this right here. And that's mainly for the grinding wheels up there. And then also this thing right here. But, you know, we haven't really used a lot of the stone. I don't think we're going to need to. So yeah, I think it's time to just turn it off. It also means we can go ahead and stop the tree farm, because we are not going to need it anymore. At least not right away. We may turn it back on if we need more, but I think right now we're good. Let's see, how do we go ahead and turn this off? I think if we just take out the pulse timer, this will never pulse, and yep, that's it. Tree farm off. It also means we can take down all of these machines because we do not need them anymore. That will give us plenty of space for adding more wall space and doing more recipes. So that's what I really want the space for. This is going to be my center of operations. Alright, so there is something a little different here, because this is the mixer. See, we got an advanced mixer that I set up right here. Problem is that the mixer, not only can it mix things like dust, physical items, but it can also mix liquids. And another thing, not only can it produce physical items like dust, it also produces liquids. So the modification I made is, normally it's just like this, stuff comes in, repackaged, conveyors separate it into the packages and the jars. But now we do the exact same thing, only we've got liquid output as well as package output. So if you look at the mixer here, we can look at the directions. So yeah, we've got auto items outputting to the packager, fluids auto coming to this jarring station here, the bottler, which will make the jars, which will be put into liquid storage. So to test this out, I think we should make some dust and some glue. So what we can do is do 20 bone meal, and we can send it to mixer, and I'm giving it the 1 on the end because it's going to be set to circuit 1. So anything that needs to be made with a circuit of 1 or doesn't matter, we can just send it to mixer 1. Okay, so the bone meal's in there. Let's set this to circuit 1, just so that it is. And then we'll go ahead and put the lime water in. Oh, but no power. Yeah, that's kind of important. We do have to hook it up to power, don't we? Right, cable, connect that. That is connected. Good. We didn't actually connect this up to power here, so let's do that right now. That, like that. And I think we're gonna have to smash this because I don't think I can access it. There we go. All right. Oh, and there we go. There's the first little bit of glue being stuck on there. Yep, the glue is going up. It's working as intended. Well, that's working like a treat then. Now, let's see. Red steel dust. Is that made in a mixer? Yes, and it's also circuit 1. Perfect. Okay, so now if we send that to the mixer 1, mixer does its thing, and there it goes. Back to storage. Why did that go down here? Okay, that's not quite right. Why did that do liquid storage? Oh, is it because the sign, if we put it on the side like this, okay, maybe that will work. Mixer 1, send it. All right, it's mixing. Should come out of the packager and go to storage. Okay, that worked. All right, so it was that this sign occupying this space here also attached itself to this packager as well. So you got to make sure that you've got some good separation. No ambiguity there. But yeah, that is good. We've got some solid mixing. We've got some liquid mixing. I think that's perfect. Okay, guys, I think we're going to call that an episode. We got rid of the stuff around here. We're going to be able to put up lots of gauges and automate a bunch of processes. It's going to be great. Well, I hope you all enjoyed, and we'll catch you later.